Salmon is a highly valuable fish species, often living in cold seas and migrating to rivers to spawn. Salmon fishing requires specialized techniques and equipment to ensure efficiency and maintain fish quality. The process of catching salmon often begins with determining the time and area of fish migration. Fishermen use modern positioning devices and sonar systems to detect schools of fish moving under the water. When a location with a large number of fish is determined, the fishing boat will approach the area and deploy a trawl or purse seine. Trawl nets are often used with large vessels, with a mechanical system to automatically release and retrieve the net, helping to capture fish in a wide area. Meanwhile, purse seine nets are used to enclose a school of fish in a fixed area, then slowly retract the net to gather the fish. During the trawling process, fishermen need to pay attention to the speed and direction of the boat to avoid panicking and scattering the fish. Once the fish have been gathered near the ship, the workers on board will use large nets or specialized suction machines to bring the fish onto the deck. Once on board, the salmon are sorted, preliminarily processed and immediately stored in cold storage or quick freezing chambers to maintain their freshness. In addition, salmon fishing also follows strict regulations on quotas, seasons and fish sizes to ensure the sustainability of aquatic resources. Fishermen must be licensed, monitored and regularly report their output to the authorities. Thanks to technological advances and modern management processes, salmon fishing today is both highly productive and ensures the preservation of the marine ecological environment. In addition to using trawls and purse seines, in some areas with narrow river terrain or shallow water, people also apply the method of catching salmon with fixed net traps. These traps are often placed at strategic points on the salmon's migration route, where they swim upstream to spawn. The trap is intelligently designed with compartments that lure fish in but are difficult to escape, helping to catch fish gently, causing little damage. This method is especially suitable for fish farms that combine fishing and conservation. In industrial salmon farming areas, some facilities also apply the form of controlled harvest. That is, when the fish reach commercial size, workers will directly catch the fish with nets or water air suction devices to transport them to shore. After the fish are brought onto the ship or to shore, the logistics process takes place quickly. Salmon are often suffocated or put in ice water immediately to maintain low temperatures, reducing enzyme activity and bacteria that cause meat spoilage. On modern ships, automatic processing lines will clean, gut, remove scales and classify fish by weight. Those that meet the standards will be frozen using IQF, individual quick freezing, technology or put into vacuum storage tanks for transport to the mainland. Fish that do not meet the requirements will be returned to the sea or used as raw materials for animal feed and organic fertilizer production. Safety is an important factor in the entire fishing process. Fishermen are equipped with life jackets, satellite communication equipment, and are periodically trained in responding to large waves or adverse weather. GPS and radar systems help ships maintain a stable position, avoid collisions, and ensure safe journeys when operating in distant waters. In addition, many countries have strict regulations on salmon fishing, requiring fishing vessels to install voyage monitoring devices and record production logs to control sustainable exploitation. Thanks to the combination of traditional techniques, modern technology, and strict management regulations, salmon fishing not only brings high economic efficiency but also contributes to protecting valuable natural resources, creating stable livelihoods for thousands of coastal fishermen, and promoting sustainable development of the fisheries industry. In addition, in many large-scale salmon fishing areas, modern fishing vessels often coordinate with shore-based receiving stations or motherships to optimize the collection and preservation of products. After catching a certain amount of fish, fishing vessels will transmit information to the receiving station, where larger transport vessels dock to receive the salmon, thereby shortening the time at sea and reducing the preservation pressure on fishing vessels. This is especially important when fishing salmon in offshore areas, where harsh climatic conditions can quickly affect fish quality if not handled promptly. This coordinated system not only helps ensure output quality but also contributes to improving productivity and economic efficiency for each trip. In addition to direct fishing activities from the wild, some fishermen also combine monitoring and surveillance of salmon populations with electronic tagging devices. Salmon are fitted with small chips or GPS devices when they are young and released into rivers to monitor their migration. When it is time to spawn or migrate back to the sea, scanners located at estuaries or control stations will record their presence, providing valuable data on their life cycle, growth rate and habitat. This data not only serves scientific research purposes but also directly supports fishermen in determining the most effective fishing times and areas. In the digital age, many salmon fishing vessels have been equipped with software to manage fish production and quality in real time. Each time a fish is caught, information such as location, time, size, water temperature and weather conditions are recorded and stored, forming a database that helps analyze seasonal fishing efficiency and fish population trends. This not only helps fishermen adjust their fishing strategies appropriately but also helps authorities formulate policies to conserve aquatic resources more sustainably in the future. All of the above factors, from modern fishing techniques, advanced preservation processes, close coordination between ships and shore stations, to the application of high technology in management, have made salmon fishing a traditional yet modern industry, closely tied to nature but also constantly progressing with the times. This is a testament to the sustainable and responsible development of the world's fisheries industry today. Environmental factors cannot be ignored in the entire process of salmon fishing. Especially in the context of climate change and ocean pollution that are seriously threatening marine ecosystems. To protect natural salmon resources, Many countries and international organizations have issued strict regulations on no fishing areas, no fishing periods, and the minimum size of fish allowed to be brought ashore. For example, during the spawning season, fishermen are required to temporarily stop fishing or move to other areas to avoid affecting the natural growth of fish. In addition, many selective fishing initiatives have been implemented, such as using nets with larger mesh sizes or installing sorting devices so that juvenile fish can escape, minimizing bycatch and contributing to protecting the breeding stock. In addition to protecting fish, modern salmon fishing also focuses on minimizing the impact on other marine species. Fishing vessels are required to use devices to drive dolphins or sea turtles away from the net area, avoiding the situation of entanglement and mass death as in the past. Some smart net systems are also capable of detecting movement and distinguishing the size of organisms, thereby automatically opening and closing the net compartments to retain only the target species. These are important steps that demonstrate the commitment of the salmon fishing industry to the goal of sustainable development, balancing economic benefits and environmental responsibility. In addition, to increase added value, many modern salmon fishing vessels also integrate the processing and packaging process directly on board. After being cleaned, the fish will be sliced, vacuum sealed, labeled and frozen immediately. Some high-end products are also smoked, seasoned or pre-processed for export to demanding markets such as Europe. The US or Japan. Thanks to that, the value of salmon is not only in the volume of catch but also depends on the quality of processing and strict compliance with international food safety standards. It can be said that salmon fishing today has gone far beyond the traditional image of simply going out to sea to cast nets to catch fish. It is a complex chain of activities, from studying fish migration behavior, applying modern technology in detection and harvesting, to preservation, processing, production management and protection of the marine environment. This progress not only helps fishermen increase their income and life, but also contributes to preserving a valuable resource for future generations. Maintaining the position of salmon as a typical symbol in the global seafood industry. In addition, human resource training in salmon fishing is increasingly focused on to meet the increasing demands of the modern seafood industry. Fishermen not only need skills in driving boats, operating machinery or processing fish after catching, but also need to understand marine ecology, international fisheries laws, as well as principles of environmental protection and food safety. In many developed countries such as Norway, Canada, Japan or Chile, major centers of salmon exploitation and export, fisheries training schools have introduced specialized courses, from operating modern fishing technology to preservation techniques, traceability, and application of information technology in fishing vessel management. On the other hand, governments and fisheries organizations also work closely to establish a transparent salmon monitoring and traceability system. From the time the fish is caught offshore, processed, preserved, transported to the processing plant and sold in supermarkets, the entire supply chain is controlled by QR codes. with chips or blockchain systems, making it easy for consumers to trace the origin of the product. This not only helps ensure the rights of buyers but also increases the value of salmon brands in the international market, contributing to promoting exports and building the national image. Notably, the trend of responsible fishing and green fishing is increasingly widespread. Many fleets have switched to using clean fuel, recycling water used on board, installing solar energy systems or small wind turbines to reduce fossil fuel consumption. These advances not only reduce operating costs but also reduce CO2 emissions into the environment, making the salmon fishing industry more friendly to the marine ecosystem. Some models also combine salmon fishing with marine scientific research such as measuring ocean salinity, acidification and currents. Thereby contributing data to global climate change research. All of these factors combine to form a picture of a salmon fishery that is changing dramatically, from traditional to modern. From individual fishing to connected value chains. From profit-driven to responsible production. Salmon is not just a commercial fishery, but also a representative of the convergence of technology, intelligence, fishermen's experience and the spirit of protecting the sea. Thanks to the tireless efforts of many generations of fishermen and scientists, salmon fishing has become a key economic sector, contributing to the sustainable development of the global fisheries industry in the 21st century. Not only in terms of economics and technology, salmon fishing also has deep cultural and social values, especially in long-standing coastal communities where this fish has been the main source of livelihood for many generations. In many regions such as Alaska, USA, British Columbia, Canada, or Scandinavia, salmon is not only food but also closely associated with festivals, customs, and indigenous beliefs. Each salmon season is a sacred time, organized into rituals marking the rebirth of nature, expressing gratitude to the sea that has nurtured humans. These factors have helped the salmon industry not to be lost, even though society and technology change every day. In Vietnam and some Asian countries developing the salmon industry, access to modern fishing technology is being promoted through international cooperation projects, technology transfer, and government support policies. Many fishermen have access to steel-hulled boats, satellite positioning systems, and international standard fish preservation equipment. In parallel, training and skill training programs have also been expanded. Helping fishermen adapt to the strict requirements of the global market. From food hygiene and safety to traceability, eco-labels, and labor regulations. In the near future, the salmon fishing industry promises to develop even more strongly thanks to the support of artificial intelligence, AI, big data, and autonomous robots. AI-based fishing monitoring systems can analyze satellite imagery, climate models, and ocean currents to accurately predict where salmon will appear, reducing search time and saving fuel. Underwater robots will be deployed to check depth, measure water quality, and support efficient net gathering, reducing risks for fishermen working in harsh weather conditions. In short, Salmon fishing today is no longer a single activity revolving around nets and boats, but has become an organized industry that combines traditional knowledge,